for self-care. Self-care is the practice. I don't want to say because people are like, well, I can't run, and I can't do this, and I can't do that. It's a practice that you put together that works for you, that helps to reduce your stress level. So if I get up and run every day at 5 o'clock in the morning, and you say, oh, I can't get up and do that, I'm not going to do nothing. That does not work. You have to do what works for you. How many of you are readers? Some of you are readers. How many of you are journalists? How many of you are prayers? All of those things work together in your practice of caring for yourself. And that's what this is about. Learning how to care for yourself physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. And some of the things that we do, laughter in particular will help. If you laugh, a good hearty laugh, it influences your blood pressure. And I didn't mean for the bad, but good. It also helps your immune system. So those of you that catch colds all the time, you need to just start laughing. And so if you just start laughing in the middle of everything, this is okay. One of the first things I do every morning before I get out of bed is I smile. So I'm laying here smiling. Looking real stupid smiling, right? As soon as I wake up. And do you know what that does for me? Anybody, what does it do for you to just, everybody smile? In the midst of everything, just smile. Other than feeling strange. It kind of sets the tone for the day of where we're going. And because our days are so full as caregivers, we need to find little ways. Because Val said we can get our nails done, our toes done, all great things that you do to help support you. But also every now and then, you got to just have a special song in your spirit. That special song can settle your heart. It can bring the blood pressure down. It can get rid of some of that bad cholesterol. As we feed you good stuff today. So I put together that little one-pager. This one. Because I said I want you to walk away with something. And what it does, it says sharing laughter with others fosters social connection. So being connected to each other, and that's what this does today. It gives us the opportunity to connect to each other. It helps address feelings of loneliness. Because when you're laughing with someone else, it's hard to feel lonely at that moment. But as a caregiver, you often feel isolated. You often feel alone. So here's an opportunity that you can do right now. It also helps to address anxiety and depression. And I know that I had some moments where I would just sit and cry. Nobody was there, and I would just sit and cry. And then I said, okay, now that you got the cry out, let's move forward with what else are we going to do with the rest of this day. I gave myself permission to cry. Because some of us were like, I don't have a right to feel bad. That's my mama. You know, I'm not supposed to. You can cause that stress in your own spirit. You're human and you're divine. So please know that's okay. Caring is also a form of mindfulness. A lot of people talk about that, the concept of mindfulness. All it means is you're in the present. How many of you spend, and tell the truth, how many of you spend time thinking about the past and what you didn't do right? And keep those hands up. How many of you spend time in the future about what I got to deal with? What have you missed? The present. All you have is the present. And the goal is to make sure that the present is meaningful and that you make a difference for yourself and the other person in the present moment. Because I tell people, if you spend too much time in the past, you think you're an awful human being. If you spend too much time in the future worrying, you have a heart attack. So it's an issue of where do you spend your emotional time. And I'd like to help you focus on simply being present. Well, as you know, I try to be a comedian, but I'm really not that funny. But I try. I really do try. But we have a wonderful guest with us today. She's an author and a comedian. And let me put a picture up so you all can. Miss Angela Verges. And I'd like you to know that many times caregivers give us gifts. I want you to know that Miss Verges is a gift from one of our caregivers. Well, former caregivers. And so we want to say thank you to you, Ms. Doris. So thank you for covering her cost. And again, I'm shameless. I'll beg anytime. So that we can do this thing right, so that we can make sure the caregivers are cared for in a manner that they can provide support to somebody else. How about we welcome Ms. Angela with a great big hand clap.
I am.
I'll move out of the way.
I think it's on. Well, good morning, everyone. Good morning. All right, before we get started, I'm just going to do a little exercise. I like to get us warmed up. Those of you that are taking a break from eating, if you could just rub your hands together, help me get the nervousness kind of stuff off. Okay, and then just hold your hands where they are. Look at the position of your hands. If your right hand is on top and more dominant, those are the thinkers in our group today, okay? If your left hand is on top, more dominant, those are the sexy people, okay? Okay, look at them. Now, if your hand, we got comedians in the audience already. Now, if your hands are neutral, those are the people who think they sexy, okay? You can be the sexy ones for the day. Okay, now just a statistic for you. I found that statistics show that kids laugh about 400 times a day. Adults, not as many. Anybody want to guess how many times you think adults laugh in a day? You can shout it out. I heard 10, I heard 90, 20, between 17 and 20 times a day is all that adults laugh. So today we want to increase those odds, okay? So we're going to find some things to laugh about. But let me share a couple things with you. There is this old school pop song that says, "The men all pause when I walk into a room." Y'all remember that old school song? Well, after a certain age, that song takes on a whole new meaning. What I hear now is menopause. I got men on pause when I walk into a room. I got men on pause, and I'm sweating like a goon. Yeah, but I know we got some sexy people out there. Where my sexy people? Make some noise. Them brick houses. Yeah, I saw y'all coming here looking like a brick house. Well, I used to be a brick house. Now I'm just happy with a clean house, right? But let me tell you about menopause in case you didn't experience that. Menopause is in the middle of the night when you punching, fighting, kicking those covers because it's hot one minute, cold the next. Hot, cold, leg in the cover, leg out of the cover. All of a sudden, you got a game of the nocturnal hokey pokey going, right? You put your left leg in, you take your left leg out, you put your left leg in, and what? You shake it all about. Well, menopause in the middle of the night can have you so hot and sweaty, you wake up out of your sleep speaking fluent gibberish. But you think you're speaking in tongues. It sounds something like this. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, John, Jacob, Jingleheimer, Smith, his name is my name too. Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall, Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. In Jesus' name, amen. But you just confused the 3 Hebrew boys with your favorite nursery rhyme. But sometimes we know as caregivers, you go through things and you're stressful, and just like menopause, you have to laugh at it, find a way to laugh through the struggles, right? So as a way of encouragement, I came up with a song, because sometimes you get hot and frustrated. So we're going to sing this to the tune of, if you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. But we're going to say, if you're hot and you know it, okay? If you're hot and you know it, clap your hands. If you're hot and you know it, clap your hands. If you're hot and you know it, then your face will surely show it. If you're hot and you know it, clap your hands. All right, y'all sound good. That's what you have to do. But one time, I went for my dental appointment. You know, it was after my 50th birthday, and my dentist says, "So, has anything changed since your last visit?" I said, "Yeah, menopause." He said, "Oh, that can cause changes in your gums, and your teeth can shift." I said, "Give it to me straight, Doc. How much time do I have left with this set of teeth?" I started smiling everywhere I go. Then I go back About 6 months later for that next checkup, and he's tapping on my teeth with his instruments. He says, Ange, your teeth really look great. I said, they should, Doc. I bought half of them from you. But my regular doctor, she told me that there's medication and things like that you can take for night sweats and all of this, hot flashes, but we all know medication comes with side effects, right? Yeah, I was listening to this commercial one day, and at the end it rattled off all these side effects. Could cause drowsiness, dizziness, upset stomach, loss of limbs, and mild depression. Who needs a medication that causes depression? Right? All I had to do is look at my DTE bill every month. Instant depression. But I was telling my friend about it, you know, around my 50th birthday, like I said, my hair was starting to thin and everything, and she says, well, maybe it's the medication you're taking. I said, I'm not on any medication. All I take is a multivitamin, and that's a Flintstone chewable. So I talked to this different colleague at work, and she told me about a supplement she takes called biotin. You know, it's supposed to be good for hair, nails, and skin, but everything is not for everybody, right? But I tried it anyway, and that stuff worked wonders. My skin was glowing, my nails were on point, and my hair was coming in long and strong under my chin and above my lip. Everything is not for everybody. But since we got some men here, I want to pick on the men too. I don't want you all to feel left out. Now I'm gonna pick on Deacon Smith down there at my church. You know, he has this favorite devotional song he likes to sing called I Know I've Been Changed. So if you know it, sing with me. They don't let me sing out in public much. So we're going to sing it a little like this. I know I've been changed. One more time. I know I've been changed. And how we know? The angels in heaven done sign my name. Ooh, y'all sound good. When Deacon Smith hears that song, he has a flashback to his college days. He changed the whole tempo of the song, rocking. About, know I've been changed. I said, know I've been changed because the angels in heaven sign my name. Y'all know Deacon Smith ain't always been Deacon Smith. He used to be Big Brother Almighty. Because menopause ain't no joke. Oh, ladies, we're talking about self-care and everything, and we're talking about sometimes our hair. We like to get our hair done, our nails, change up your hairstyles. Well, I change my hairstyle every now and then from braids and had sew in and out a natural style. Well, I had my hair in this natural style when I went into my favorite Tim Hortons and walked in, dark-skinned man on the phone speaking in another language. He looked at me, he said, my sister, where are you from? In my native tongue, I said, right here. I guess he thought I was going to say, Wakanda forever. So I go back again a few weeks later, had my hair in the natural style. It was just a little bit different, though. Walk in, same man on the phone. I said, I know he remembers who I am. He said, my sister. I said, still me. He said, you look like Nigerian queen. I stood up tall, rolled my shoulders back. I said, my brother, I'll be your queen. Then I had to get a new Tim Hortons because I play too much. Oh, we got any parents, grandparents, or anybody that's ever been to a parent-teacher conference? Yeah, I see some hands up. Well, at those conferences, sometimes you just never know how it's going to go, right? went to my son's final conference at his school, and they hold it in the gymnasium. You go in from teacher to teacher, sit down, sign your name. I sat down at that first teacher, signed my name. She looked at it, she said, Mrs. Verges, Jay is such an enigma. I said, oh, snap, what did she just say? I went in the hallway, called my mom. I said, Ma, this teacher called Jay out of his name. She said, calm down, baby. What did she say? I said, she called him enigma. She said, baby, the word is enigma. E-N-I-G-M-A, enigma. It means one who's puzzling, mysterious. I said, well, why didn't she say that then? Why she got to use a dollar word when a 10-cent word to do? She had me about to go east side up in there. So I go to the next teacher, sit down, sign my name. He looked at it, he looks at me. Mrs. Verges, Jay is getting an A in my class, but he's just so social, he won't sit down. All the students want to follow him. Could you please just help me? I said, bruh, you got him for 1 hour a day. I got him for 18 years. You're going to have to come up with your own coping mechanisms. And I told my son, I said, Jay, just sit down. It's 6 weeks of school left. We could do this, okay? He said, okay, Ma, but I'm going to cut up at graduation. I said, please don't. He said, oh, I'm going to cut up. What do you all think he did? He cut up. They called his name Jay Verges. He go to the stage. Big body. I got it on film, too. I said, my baby not going to graduate. They not going to give him his diploma. So while he over there somewhere doing the nay-nay and the whip, I went in the corner and started doing the Jesus will work it out. Telephone disconnect. Waiting on your next paycheck. Yeah. They escorted both of us out of there. Thank you for being a part of our school district. Bye-bye. Oh. But when my son was about 14, 15 years old, something like that, he's going through puberty while I'm starting my fun stage, but he was excited about it because his voice is starting to change and everything. So we're riding in the car together. He flips the visor up, you know, opens the mirror up, rubbing his little face, talking about, my mustache growing. I looked at my baby, I said, so is mine, son. So is mine. Issues we have to deal with. Oh, but it's crazy, crazy, crazy getting older sometimes. I like supportive friends, though. I had one of my former roommates came to a show I did one time, and she was so excited for me. She told me she was sitting next to this man, and she was so happy. She told him, oh, you're going to like her. She's funny. That's my ex-roommate. She said the man leaned over to her and said, that's my ex-wife. I said, both of y'all silly. Take your support where you can get it, I guess. But yeah, I've been divorced for a while, but that's okay. I'm being pursued by my ex-husband. He came over one day, suit on, beard all trim, looking like Denzel. Yeah. After he got old. But he talking about, I came to check on the kids, baby girl. Like, baby girl, I'm almost 60 with gray hair that I use my stimulus check to get colored. I'm like, man, you looking out your good eye. So you know them kids 23 and 25, they've been living with you for 2 years. But I told him, I said, you're going to have to step up your game because I got people pursuing me, offering me gifts, telling me how much I matter. What I didn't tell them is I was being pursued by AARP. And they got me too, been a member over 10 years. Oh, we got any birthdays out there? Anybody celebrating a birthday just came up, just passed or anything? No? Okay, I want to sing happy birthday anyway because it's part of my joke. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday. Just wanted to get that out because it was my birthday though. 10 months ago. Yeah. I turned 58, y'all. Yeah. Thank you. But I know what you're thinking. I don't look a day over 57 and a half. But the first people to wish me happy birthday, Panera Bread. You know, they send you all these emails. We want to celebrate you. Like, you want to celebrate me? Take some of that yeast out of that bread so I can stop feeling fluffy. Oh, but I was excited one time bonding with my son. You know, sometimes we're our own inner critic, worst critic, but I also deal with an outer critic. My son, we taking selfies. He looks back at it talking about, oh, I look kind of nice today. I said, you look like your mama. He's talking about, oh, so I look like a 59-year-old menopausal woman? I said, I'm 58, and I got a better mustache. So there. But yeah, this aging thing, sometimes we go through different things. Our bodies don't act right sometimes. Anybody ever experienced aches and pains seem like for no reason? Yeah. I'm getting out the shower one day, sneezed, threw my back out. I'm like, oh, what just happened? I said, I'm about to go down and be ashy, clean but ashy. Nobody home at that time but my 23-year-old son. I was like, oh, I can't traumatize him like that. He came in my room one time as it is. My thigh was hanging out the cover. He ran screaming. Called Child Protective Services on me. Indecent exposure. Now I'm scared to burp, sneeze, cough, anything. You don't know what might happen. But I went to my doctor for a checkup one time, and he told me, well, you're about 15 pounds above average for your age, height, and all that. I told him, well, I never liked being average anyway. But I can always tell that I've gained weight because my pants strangle my thighs, stomach rolls over my underwear, and my muffin top turned into a bundt cake. But you just deal with it and keep going, right? Oh. But one thing I noticed too, I joined Weight Watchers. You know, I used to be a lifetime member until they realized I was too passionate about pleasing my palate. They kicked me out, suggested Jenny Craig. She went out of business, suggested liposuction. To this day, I said I have the physique of a Saunders bumpy cake. Bulges from too many Better Made potato chips. I could be the poster child for Kellogg's Corn Pops. Baby, this body is pure Michigan. And I just roll with it. Oh, what else I want to share with you? I had some things. Yeah, my sons both went to college. My oldest son, he was in college so long. You know, they take their time somewhere. Took him 7 years to graduate. Community college. He switched schools so many times. He was in school so long, his roommates looked up to him like a father figure. The administration thought he was an instructor and offered him life insurance. And Harry's Men's Razors offered him a lifetime supply. Same thing they offered me for my mustache. But when he was finally going to graduate, I was telling my friend about it, and she said, oh, what's his major? I said, I don't know, he's done. At his graduation, they didn't play that traditional pomp and circumstance. They went way back to Sam Cooke. It's been a long, long time coming, and I know change's gonna come. You know what I'm saying, right? So we just happy he made it. That's all we can say. But yeah, during the pandemic, both the sons ended up graduating, ended up back at home. I said, Lord, and they used to love playing that board game Monopoly. But they came back home and they monopolized my house. What? My youngest son, I come home from work one day and he's like, "Ma, we got some new house rules." I'm flipping through the mail. I'm like, "I don't see your name on any bills." Then I'm like, "Oh, wait, there it is on the tuition bill." But I learned something from that game of Monopoly. Yeah, one, I'll never be a banker. Two, I'll never collect $200 for pass and go. And three, my sons may never leave home. Oh, but they finally got it together. I said, well, we started, I got with a group of other ladies that I found out that we were all going through the same thing, some friends. I said, oh, I need to make some new friends then. So I met a lady at a conference. We had some things in common. I found out she has sons, I have sons. She wrote a book, I wrote a book. She was a fitness instructor. I used to be fit. So we shared some of those things and were able to make it through. So I encourage you all to keep coming to things like this. It's good for your self-care and for everything, just to release and laugh whenever you can. In fact, my son is one of he keeps me laughing. He tells me, he's like, "Ma, you know you're really not funny because you get all your jokes from me." I'm like, "Oh, let me write that down too." So we were in the car just last week and he was saying something funny. I don't know what it was. And I said, "Write that down for me." And he wouldn't write it down. So I'm trying to find paper while I'm driving and I started drifting. He was like, "Oh, I didn't know I was going to have to choose between comedy and death." I'm like, "Yep, using that one too." So just as Dr. Paula was talking about journaling, I do like to journal and get up in the morning and write things down. Sometimes actually when I'm meditating in the morning is when I get ideas. So I keep failing at meditating because I'll put a 10-minute meditation on, close my eyes for 5 minutes, then I'm up trying to write something down. But you do have to find what works for you. Let's see what else I want to share with you. Yeah, in my family, nicknames, we have a lot of nicknames. Anybody have nicknames in their family? People have a lot of nicknames. Ray Ray, Baby Boy, Man Man. Yeah. I'm still trying, we still got nicknames. I still don't know who Aunt died, Aunt Grandma Cookie. I don't know their real names. I said in my family, it seems like funerals are where we go to learn people's real names. You know, me and my brother were sitting at my uncle's funeral, and the pastor says, "Oh, Reginald Jackson was a fine man." We like, who? I thought we was at Uncle Junebug's funeral. And he's like, "Brother Jackson was meek and mild." We like, Uncle Junebug? He talked all the time. I said, either we at the wrong place or he is. Oh. But if that wasn't enough, I think I was cuckoo for Cocoa Puff because I married into a family of nicknames. My husband's family at the time, they had Man Man, Baby Boy, Ain't Die, Ain't Dot, Frog, Tadpole. And that's just the immediate family. I was married 18 years, never did learn all the real names. I said if they ever got in trouble and went to the hospital, I wouldn't know anybody's real name. But speaking of going to the hospital, I got one final joke for you. I went to the emergency room one time because I was experiencing shortness of breath. You know, you go to the ER, they check you out for everything, right? They hooked the little sticker things all over me, hooked me up for an EKG, checked for RSV, HIV. They offered me CBD. Asked if I used PCP. They gave me an MRI. Made me CRY. I said, OMG, I called AT&T and said, send help ASAP. No ACT, SAT, or GRE could have prepared little old ME for those tests. I was just SOL. You never see me on ESPN, NBC, ABC. I never be in the NFL, the NBA. The only CEO who might recruit me, the PTO or AARP. All I want is just a little. Respect. Find out what it means to me. Respect. Take care, TCB. Sock it to me, sock it to me, sock it to me. You guys have been great. I do have an exercise I want to do with you, a couple quick exercises before I bring Dr. Paula back up. There's an activity we've played in laughter yoga a couple times. It's where you go around a circle and first person says ha, the next one says ha ha, and you just keep going until everybody's laughing. So we're going to try that, okay? We'll start over here. Whoever wants to start at that table, just say ha and then keep going, no matter how many ha-has, okay? Ha. Hi. Ha. Ha. In the back, any house back there? And bring it on back around here, back here. Miss Doris, and back there. Your table, we got any ha's back there? Ha, ha. In the back, ha. All together. All right, that counts. Well, I think we almost had 400 laughs, right? we have anybody in our group that likes to dance? We have any dancers in this group? Okay. We got anybody want to volunteer? If I have about 5 volunteers to help me with a dance move? Okay. You feel like getting up? Okay. Give me 5 volunteers up here. Yeah, I know we got some dancers. I'm not going to keep you on your feet too long. You even get a prize. Queen of Hustle. Okay, so what we're going to do this time, come on, yeah, that's all right. Diversity, that's what we want. This is just going to be a little move. So what we do with this is how we used to do a day camp, but just because we're not kids doesn't mean we can't do this. When we do introduction games and get to know each other, because I want to learn some of your names. So your volunteers up here, what they're going to do is they're going to say their name and they're going to do some kind of dance move, and that's how we're going to remember their name, okay? Whatever you want to do, if you just want to do this, you just want to shake your head, whatever, just a dance move, and I want you all to try to remember too the next person in front of you's name, okay? Or their move, okay? If we start down here, tell us your name and then do your move.
My name is Ann Shell.
Ann Shell, what kind of move? We're going to hear it in our head. I don't have any music. Miss Ann. You still want to do it? You want to try, Ann? Oh, Miss Ann making a challenge for us. All right. What song we got, Miss Ann? Oh, shucky now. Y'all give Miss Ann a hand. I don't know if I can do that. Okay, let me see. That's Miss Ann. I don't got it like Miss Ann. Okay, next one we have Carol. All right, Carol. Okay, Carol. Carol, can you do Miss Ann? Can you do Miss Ann? She got some. Okay. All right. We're going to be hustling in a minute. Okay, we got Miss Ann, Miss Carol.
And Carol Kenyatta.
Kenyatta. Okay. I knew a Kenyatta. Yep. You doing yours first or Ann's? Okay, he got Ann's. And what about for you? Make up one for you. Oh, that was yours first. Oh, okay. This one is Kenyatta. Oh, y'all got some moves. Okay, who we got next? Andrea. Oh, I like that one, Andrea. Okay, we just get the neck moving and the shoulder. That's good shoulder work, y'all. And Ann. Carol. And, and Kenyatta. Okay. All right, who we got next? Miss Valerie, all right, what you got for us, Miss Valerie? Oh, hey, woo! That's all right. We got Miss Valerie. Pass the hat. You want to try one? Whatever. Do yours first. Yeah, do yours first. What you want to do? What you want us to remember? Oh. That sounds like it's getting hot in here. You gotta run on a hot flash for me. Okay. Okay, all right. I like it. Help her. Okay, all right, that's Carol. And Kenyatta. Kenyatta. Yeah. Hey. Yeah, me too. What is it called? Oh. Okay. Okay, wait, I got little prizes for you all. Oh. Thank you. Now, they got little stress balls. Please don't take these home and throw them at anyone. If you feel you want to throw it against the wall, you can. We'll give you yours, too. Okay, Dr. Paul, I'll bring you on up. Do we want to do those note cards that you were talking about? Oh, okay.
How many of you have a favorite joke? And I have to be honest, I don't know because I can't remember.
Uh-huh.
So I can get your comments and I forget. Anybody have a joke? Anybody have a joke that you really like? It's got to be clean.
I took care of that.
Yes, share your joke with us.
I asked my cat what 2 plus 2 was. He said nothing.
At work, we talk about we don't like working, and I always say, well, they cut me out to work, but they told me I'm wrong.
I appreciate you all because it takes nerve to do something like that. Somebody else who has a joke. I mean, come on, somebody's got to have a joke that's clean. Anybody?
Okay, it was like, I think it was like President Bush went to the nursing home to visit some patients. And so he asked one patient, do you know who I am? And she says, no, but if you go to the nursing station, they'll tell you who you are.
Anybody else? And let me, I don't know any joke.
Okay. I was going to say, and a lot of times our humor just comes from things we observe and see in life, right? We just see things and we write them down. Sometimes journaling, what I do as well is I'll keep a notebook by the bed when I think of something. Another thing you can do for stress release, if you know some favorite jokes or find something funny, make a joke jar or something, and every day, whenever you're feeling down, pull one of those out. Or maybe it's a funny quote or something like that. Those can help you get through the day as well. Okay?
Let me ask everybody in the room a question. Why are we having this conversation?
To relieve stress.
To relieve some stress? Because this is important. I don't want y'all just go say, she fed us good, and then they talk about jokes. Seriously, what is the real, laughter is good for the soul. Laughter is good for the soul.
Yeah.
Because there's so many things that are just trying down on us right now. And I have a bias. After the other day, I'm like, okay, Lord, you got to figure out how to make my spirit be better. Amen. And I thought, what a perfect moment to bring together people who care about each other and just laugh. And have a moment to laugh. And you can create this because you may not know you're stressed, but sometimes you're stressed. so what I want to ask the question is, what do you personally do to ensure that you manage your stress well? I want you to know stress can kill you. Stress can cause you can be sitting in your house by yourself, your heart just start beating real fast, and you don't have a heart condition. And it beats so fast that you have a stroke. Now, and I'm sitting there by myself. And some of us have conditions in our bodies. And you haven't eaten, but you're diabetic. And when you decide to eat, you eat something full of sugar. Because it's convenient. The convenience foods aren't good for us most of the time. So what I'd like you to think about, if you were going to rate your stress level on a 1 to 3 scale, 3 being, I'm going crazy, 1 being, I'm okay, but 2 being, I'm on my way to going crazy. Don't tell us what your number is. I need you to do a moment of personal reflection. How are you doing right now? Personal reflection. How are you doing right now? And if the number is not a 1, meaning I'm really doing okay, there's obviously some work you have to do. So now I want to ask you, and I want everybody in the room to respond. When you leave here, what are you going to do to take care of the most important person in your life? And I'm talking about you. I'm not talking about your loved one back home. Because if you're not healthy, guess what happens to them anyway? And if you come to me, and I have dementia, and you come to me with this sad spirit, I take on your sad spirit. There's an emotional connection between you and your loved one. They take the energy that you bring into the room, which says, I used to say, if I can't go in there with a real smile, I will go wait until I could just not be angry or upset or sad. And what I want to bring to my mother, I want to bring my mother peace. Because remember, I have dementia. I'm going to take on the elements of you. All right, that's important. And I look at Diane and her mom sometimes, and Diane is always smiling. And every time I see Mom, she got this sweet little smile on her face. And so that's just who they are. So you all tell me, somebody start. What are you doing to take care of you? Leaving the room. Everybody just give me a hand up. Just say it out loud. Yes, sir.
I walk the mall every day.
He walks the mall. Okay. Plus you get the window shop at the same time. Yes, ma'am.
I shoot pool.
You shoot pool, do you? That's good. At a rec center or at one of the little clubs?
At a pool hall. At a couple pool halls.
Okay, at pool hall. Somebody else, thank you for sharing that. Yes, ma'am.
I enjoy walking the 7 miles, 8 miles.
She got her route laid out. Good for you. Yes, ma'am.
You're one of those people that tells you to put a walker and stuff.
Wow, she still has flowers in her yard. She enjoys the
You
flowers.
want to play?
In the back.
$20. Play video game?
Play video games. Yes, ma'am. Silver Sneakers Aerobics. Where is that at? LA Fitness. What time? I'm trying to help somebody else.
Friday on Ross and Tuesday and Thursday on Edmond.
Okay, Silver Sneakers. And those of us that are in that group, you know it's free. Yes. She's doing a hustle class. All right. I've been thinking about doing a hustle session for Lunch and Learn, but I'm trying to justify how I can pay for that. So if y'all help me, I can figure it out. Where were the other hands at? Let me see. In the very back.
I'll give you 2. I walk early in the morning. Sometimes I'll bundle up if it's really cold
Good
outside.
for you.
But the fresh air does me great.
That's good.
And then working my Mary Kay business.
Working the business. All right. Somebody else share with us. Yes, ma'am.
I do water aerobics at the
Good.
Y.
Water aerobics at the Y. Those
Yep.
of you that are swimmers.
Yep, I think they offer it 3 times a week, but I go at least once a week. So, yeah, make a lot of friends.
All right. What else you do? Yes, ma'am.
I was gonna say music, because Wednesday I put on YouTube Little Milton's. I walked the back streets and cried.
I want you to know the Universal Dementia on our Facebook page. We have we have an exercise class. You can put all these classes together and just play them for yourself, 30 minutes long. They're on our Universal Dementia Facebook page.
Oh, okay.
Ed, what you do for yourself?
I like watching the Smithsonian and things like previous wars and how they build things.
Okay.
And that's on the Smithsonian. That calms me down.
That's good. You need to help me understand how they built the tunnel between here and Canyon. I have always wanted to know, but not willing to go study. Anybody else? Something that you did? Yes, sir.
I like to work absolutely nothing.
Good for you. So just kind of sitting just like that?
No, just relax.
What is your brain doing at that time? What's your brain doing?
Good sitting doing nothing.
I love it. Because sometimes we have a hard time stopping our brain from working. And don't make a mistake. And nobody knows it but you and your brain. Your brain will beat you up. And ain't nobody there but you and your brain. Well, how do I stop it? What you do is the message comes, girl, that was so stupid. I said, I've done worse. And then I laughed. That was ridiculous. Wait till somebody find out what you did. They ain't feed me, so I don't care what they do. So you gotta stop those messages in your head. Caregivers, I'm not doing enough. Hey, I did everything I needed to do today. You gotta speak to your own spirit. Your own spirit will kick you and make you not sleep at night. Anybody toss and turn all night? Every now and then, because your brain won't stop? You can teach your brain to be nice to you. If y'all want a session, I'll do, as a psychologist by training, we'll bring a session together on stopping your brain from making noise.
Okay.
So, with that, that's formally, would you pass out the evaluations, please? Ladies? Pass out the evaluations. Let's give our comedian a wonderful I couldn't do that. I couldn't do it. I wouldn't be going there, y'all been looking at me crazy. I couldn't do it, but when I do presentations, I have to do the same thing in my head. And so I come ahead of time, I sit in that space and I study the space and make sure my spirit's right. And then I have nice notes and good PowerPoints. So no matter what, you're supposed to get through. All right, you know what this is, so let me say goodbye to the folks on Facebook because we have some gifts we need to pass out. Thank you for coming. We'll see you next week. The topic, I think, I'm working with it now. How many of you have a life mantra? Who knows what that is? A mantra.
Yeah, purpose or like a purpose or.
A statement that kind of sets a tone for your purpose. Yes, ma'am.
I do one every day that say, I am happy, I am healthy, I am terrific.
I think about us doing mantras and writing notes. I'm going to bring these letters, envelopes, and cards. I want you to write a note to somebody who you feel needs a card to smile about, or a caregiver, and we'll mail them to them, and they'll have it right around Christmas.